Okie dokie. So I'm so excited to announce the promotions that we've had already this month. We have so many things in the works for next month, and I am just like so pumped, so excited. This is the time of year where everything is just kind of coming together from all of the seeds that we have been planting for months. And it's finally like the garden is blooming, things are popping. And so I want to congratulate our new diamond leader, Miss Larissa Thompson. Congratulations, everyone. Round of applause. Drop some zeros in the chat for your round of applause. We also had Miss Taylor Rhodes go Ruby, which is super exciting. And Rochelle went Ruby this month. Woohoo! So exciting. That's so fun. We also had some big promotions last month with Emily Bulow and Tamara. So those are super fun. And that team, you guys, they're coming in hot. They are chasing Larissa down for Diamond Promotions. So this like friendly competition has got me all like, woo, let's go. Let's do this thing. So super pumped. We also have some new faces on here. So I just want to say welcome. This is our Wednesday night team huddle. It looks different every Wednesday night. So you want to make sure you hop on and you plug in. This is our time for us to be intimate with one another and just kind of share what's on our heart and give some leadership advice for you to grow in your business. So we are going to dive in and we're going to talk to our newest Rubies, Rochelle and Tamara. So Tamara and Rochelle, I'm going to have you guys unmute. If there's a lot of background noise, you can always mute and then unmute, but we're just going to go one at a time. I have a few questions that I would like for you both to answer. So first things first, we'll have Tamara answer and then we'll have Rochelle. So question number one, when you ladies promoted, were your boxes all filled with working distributors?
Absolutely not. I felt like I was alone forever. And then Cassie jumped in, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
But no, I was doing it mostly myself and the help of you and Emily.
What about you, Rochelle?
No, I had nobody working. So I had signed people up, but they didn't follow through. So between myself and you, we got myself there.
Yes. That was like a question I already knew the answers to, but I wanted everybody else to realize that you can advance in this business without people working theirs, right? Like that is something that is so awesome about the way that our compensation plan is set up. You don't have to have workers to build your business. Is it beneficial? Absolutely. Do you want workers on your team? Absolutely. But it's not going to hold you back if they don't show up because you're going to show up. So kind of led the question on that one, but I'm so glad for what you guys had to say. All right. Number two, you both have been in the business for a few months. And the months that you guys promoted, there was a definite increase in your enrollments. What do you contribute that to? So Tamara, you go first.
I contributed to my hats. I keep track. I have a little, I don't know, I have it all here. It's a spreadsheet, and every month I keep track of how many haps I'm putting up. And when I promoted last month, I have the numbers right here. In February, I had 105 haps I put up that month.
Okay, so like in comparison, so people kind of have an idea of what the difference looks like. So you had 105 haps up in February when you promoted, and you were not only a top enroller on our little intimate team, No Fear Society, but you were also a top enroller in the Success Squad. So there are lots of distributors. They're all pushing for top spots with that top enrollment. And so let's look in comparison. So if you had 105 in February, do you know how many you had in January?
I can tell you all of them. I have it written down. So I started in August, but really didn't do anything till October. And in October, I had 19 apps 19, I keep saying apps, 19 haps put up for the whole month. November, I had 33, December, 85, January, 95, February, 105. And then this month I had a week where I, I don't know, I flailed and I didn't do very much. And just last week, and I messaged Emily and said, I only have 65 haps up this month. But then I pushed real hard and I ended up with 91.
And so from last month to this month, have your enrollments gone down from doing less haps, do you feel like? Yeah.
They
So
did.
there's,
I'm down 7. So
yeah.
I still enrolled a lot, but I'm down 7. So I'm really disappointed because I wanted to enroll at least one more than what I did last month.
But you should be so proud. Like you've gone above and beyond in loyal customer enrollment. So like don't even speak that over your business that you're disappointed. You should be so anxious and so excited to like show up next month and beat your goal again. Like that's so awesome. But don't ever like poo-poo on the work that you have accomplished because you're doing so phenomenal. So that's awesome. I'm going to give it over to Rochelle. What do you think is the big difference for you?
I noticed for myself that in the month of March, or kind of leading into the end of February, I started being more consistent with my posting and responding and following up. I think in the beginning of the year, I had talked to so many people with all the haps that I put up during the holidays because I was going crazy with that. So I had spoken to so many people that I did enough follow-ups this month that got me the loyal customers that I needed to get to Ruby.
Sorry, I was having trouble unmuting. No, I think that's so awesome that you said that because when we sign new distributors up, we ask you guys just to spend a minimum of an hour a day doing something for your business, right? And it's so easy to be like, "Oh, I can just do the work tomorrow," or "Oh, I can just do the work, whenever." And then that whenever ends up being days, right? Or if you're just like sporadically doing it, it kind of confuses your network. So I really truly believe that consistency is key. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Rochelle. Okay, number 3. As you guys are moving forward with your businesses, what are you going to be working towards now? Now that you've promoted, what's your next step?
I'm always looking at the next promotion. So I was hoping to go Emerald this month. I didn't quite make it, a little bit short, but actually I keep telling myself that I'm going Diamond. So a little far reaching, but that's what I'm working on.
I love it. Oh, yes. Freaking claim it. I think that when you have a goal and you speak it over your business, there's nothing that's going to stop you from making it happen. Like, we don't necessarily know the timeline, but we know what we have to do in order to show up for our businesses. And we know what like that outline is for us to achieve that goal. So I think that's awesome. Definitely shoot for the moon. You're on your way there. You're so stinking close to Emerald already. So keep pushing. You've totally got it. Rochelle, what about you? What's your plan of action for the next month or two?
So obviously, I think going Emerald would make sense. But I think I really want to get to Diamond. Like it's kind of in my head now that I see other people getting to that point too. So I just been really focusing on hopefully getting DTs. So been really working on that a lot right now. So hopefully that'll help get me to where I need to be.
Yeah, and we had kind of talked too about how like your chart looks different, right? Like if we compared apples to apples, it's not apples to apples. Like your chart of Ruby is non-workers. Tamara's chart of
Mhm.
Ruby has workers. So it makes a huge difference. And we've talked a lot with you guys already about how building a firm foundation is crucial. And when you do find those distributors who are going to rally behind you and cast vision with you, that going Emerald is so much more fun and going Diamond is so much more fun. So I love that. Thank you both. And then the last question I have for you is, what piece of advice would you like to share with the team?
I could say lots. Um, One thing, well, there's several. I think HAPs are very, very important. I didn't believe that, I guess, in the beginning. I didn't think it was as important as it was. Self-development. I thought I was doing self-development daily, but this has taught me a whole different level, I guess, of self-development. And I think it's really is important. Um, there's just a couple things, but there's lots of things you can do.
Yeah, solid. That is solid advice. What about you, Michelle?
So I agree with Tamara about the hats, but I also think that not giving up, because you will find yourself having moments in this business where I know two incidents specifically that I did where I felt like I wanted to give up, but I was like, no, I know that you can do this. So the next day I just started up again, and look, I got where I wanted to be.
Oh, I'm so excited for the both of you. Like gives me like the goosebumps and all of the like, I'm so pumped for what you two are gonna achieve. Like there's no doubt in my mind that Diamond is in your guys' future. So thank you guys so much for sharing. We are going to continue with the recording, so make sure you're muted. And then utilize the chat. I have some additional questions that I'm going to ask you guys as a team and as a unit. I want you to share in the chat for me, and keep your husbands at bay. Just kidding. And then we're just gonna keep moving forward. This is like a season of like excitement. If you're not on fire for your business right now, that's your fault. Like this is a time where you should be plugging in, you should be getting on Zooms, you should be like staying close to the fire, because it's that time of year and it's such a fun time of year. So let's talk about moving forward as a team. There's a few back office things that I want to talk to you guys about. Number one is the leadership retreat. You guys, June 18th through the 21st. Poor planning on my part. So sorry about this, but it's Father's Day weekend. We only have 3 more spots available for this. In order for you to earn a spot on this leadership retreat, you must reach the rank of Ruby. You must maintain your rank, and you must run an 80 BV auto shipment in order for you to qualify. So there are 3 spots available for you to come on this trip with us. It's going to be in Ann Arbor. I have a super cute townhouse rented for us, and I have all sorts of fun things planned. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been planning this for like 6 months, so you better believe it's going to be a good time. I want to really just throw this out there, because if you're new and you're like already being like, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could go. There are people who have gone Ruby in a month in this company. There are people who have gone to the very top rank in this company in just 7 months. So don't ever count yourself out and think that you can't get there, because I promise you, if you put your mind to it, you absolutely can. So if you are excited about the retreat, drop some zeros in the chat. And if you want to be on the retreat, claim it. Claim it now. I want a spot on that retreat, and then start showing up so that you can be there with us. Okay. So excited. Yes, I love all these zeros. So fun. Oops, I almost exited out of Zoom. I don't want to leave Zoom. Okay, sorry. I about lost y'all. Okay, so next up, I want to ask you guys, and I want you to utilize the chat. What is expected of every single one of you on the 25th of the month? Let me rephrase. What happens on the 25th of the month? Okay, answer that first. On the 25th of the month, something happens in this business. Do you know what it is? Drop it in the chat. Auto ships, auto ships, auto ships. Yes. Okay. So if you're new and you're like, I don't know, now you know. On the 25th of the month, every month is when every single auto ship runs. So if you have signed up a loyal customer, and it was after the 25th, their auto shipment is going to get dated for the 25th. So on the 25th, if everybody auto ships run, that means you know exactly where your numbers sit. Okay, so if you have a team with distributors, you're going to know where your distributors sit. If you have no distributors on your team yet, you will know exactly where your volume sits. Okay, so sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I was trying to read what that said. Okay, so if on the 25th, if all auto ships run, we should have our charts out, ready, and updated. Okay. I am setting the expectation now. I have done this with my leaders. I ask this of my personally enrolled people, but this needs to be a from the top to the bottom and all the way back up standard that we are setting for every single one in this business. Okay. So every month, we need to make sure that we know what our goal is and where we're going. Okay, so that when the 25th of the month hits, we know exactly what our updated numbers are. Okay, on the 25th of the month, I understand that you guys have full-time jobs, you have life going on, you have everything that you could possibly imagine happening in your life on the 25th. It's just the way that it goes. You should have your charts prepared leading up to that. So once the 25th hits, you simply update your numbers, and then you need to send your updated charts to your upline. So whoever enrolled you personally, you need to send your charts to them. And if you're like, well, I don't even have anybody on my chart, you need to send your numbers. Okay, this is going to give you a layer of accountability for you showing up for yourself and for you showing up for your goals. It's also going to show us as your upline that you're serious about the things that you want to achieve. Okay, so let's talk about that. What should your charts even look like? I am going to run you through how I do my charts because this is what makes sense to me. And if we can do this as a unified front, when your downlines are sending numbers up to you, it's all going to look the same and it's going to make charting easier for you in the future. So, when you pull your chart out, you should either have it printed off, or if you don't have a printer, our charts aren't that difficult. You need to be drawing them. Okay. And if you want to take notes, you absolutely can, because this is going to be important. And this is what I'm going to be expecting to see come next month when I say, send me your chart. Okay. So you needed to have it either printed or you need to have it drawn out. On the top of your chart, you need to have a goal of how many loyal customers you are going to be signing that month. Okay. I want you to dream big. Whatever it is that you think that you are capable of right now, I want you to drop it in the chat. What are you comfortably doing every month? How many loyal customers are you signing on average? And if you're new, just throw a number out there. Whatever you think that you're capable of, I want you to put it in the chat right now. Okay. So 8 to 10, 10, 20, 12. Perfect. Now I want you to double it and I want you to put it on your chart. And I want you to start saying, I am capable of enrolling 20 loyal customers a month. I am capable of enrolling 40 loyal customers a month. And if it makes you want to poop your pants, great. That's what it's supposed to do. Okay. You are setting your expectation based on what you are comfortable doing. And we aren't called to stay in comfortable positions, not in this company. We're called to step outside of our comfort zones and we're called to grow. So I want you to be bold and I want you to claim it on your chart. Now, if you don't double your numbers, that is okay. You are not a failure. Okay. You are just setting an expectation for yourself and you get to choose to rise to that expectation or to stay comfortable. Okay. The best things happen for the people who are willing to rise. Okay. The other thing that you should have on your chart is how many distributors you plan on enrolling for the month. Okay. And we can joke about this and say, well, I plan on having however many, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a reflection of how many people you reach out to and follow up with. Okay. It's going to be the same thing. If you have never enrolled a distributor before, or you have never enrolled a loyal customer before, guess what? You're going to. We're going to teach you how to do that. Okay. If you have enrolled distributors before, what's our steps to success tell us? How many should we enroll every single month in order for us to grow a firm foundation in our business every month? Do you guys know? Drop it in the chat. Yes. 3 DTs, 6 LCs. Perfect. That is the company's standard. You do not have to follow that. Okay. I want you to hear me. That is the bare minimum of what the company is saying you should do every single month in order for you to grow and flourish in your business. Okay. I want us to be bold. I want us to be brave enough to say, I am better than enrolling just 3 distributors a month. And again, if you're like, I don't even know if I've ever enrolled 3 distributors a month, that's because you've put a self-limiting belief over yourself, and it's time to stop saying that. You need to start telling yourself, I am fully capable of enrolling and training distributors. I want you to look around on this Brady Bunch screen right now. It's like really hard to say. Okay. And I want you to know that every single person that is on this screen is more than willing to help you grow your business. Okay. We are one team, one mission. We want to help you grow and succeed. So if you can't get a hold of Emily Bulow, get a hold of me. If you can't get a hold of Miranda, get a hold of Larissa. If you can't get a hold of Hillary, get a hold of Rochelle. Somebody on this team is going to be willing to answer your questions. Okay. Or drop it in our team chat. Whatever questions you might have, if you don't know what you're doing, ask. We're all here to help you out. Okay. So do not even speak into existence that you are fearful of signing distributors. Okay. Don't even put that thought, because your brain, it doesn't know the difference. All it hears is fear. You need to start saying out loud, I am willing and I am able and I can do this and I can sign them. I can train them. We have a phenomenal team. We have systems in place. There's no reason that my team can't flourish. My team is going to grow. My team is going to thrive. I attract people who are problem solvers. I attract people who want more for their lives. I attract people who don't give up easily. Start speaking that over your business, because you're naturally going to repel people who don't fit. And that's okay. We're not in the business of begging people to join our team, and we're not in the business of settling. We are in the business of growing better lives and futures for our families and for the ones that we love. Okay. We're not going to do that by begging, stealing, and borrowing people into this business. People who want to be here are going to show up. That's why Destiny's here. That's why Lauren's here. That's why Cassie's here. That's why Jonathan's here. That's why all of you are here, because you want something more for your life. So start speaking it over your business and claiming that it's going to happen. Okay. Sorry, kind of rabbit trailed on there, but the Holy Spirit's just coming through me, you guys. All right, back to charting. I want you to have your number of LCs that you want to obtain, sorry, bad word choice, and the distributors that you want to bring in and the lives that you want to change in this business. And I want you to stop, again, I'm rabbit trailing, but stop just thinking of them as distributors. Okay. If it helps you, think, I'm going to help 3 people change their lives this month. I'm going to help 20 people take back their health this month. Whatever it is, say it so that you believe it and that you'll show up for it. Okay. After you have your chart printed out or drawn out and you have your goal on the top of it, you need to be filling in your boxes with the names of the people who fit those promotions. So as we know, a Ruby chart is 3 people across the top. And if you don't know, we will talk about it. I promise. Okay. Once you have their names on the chart, you also need to include their ID numbers. Okay. So it should look like inside the box, Emily Bulow, her distributor ID. Okay. And then on the outside of her box, or even inside the box, I don't really care where you put it, but you need to have their current volume. Okay. So on the 25th, when the auto shipments run, I know exactly where everybody is sitting. for their volume. And I want to explain to you why this is so important to me. My goal in my heart is to help you guys achieve your goals. And in order for me to do that, I need to know where you're at and I need to know where you're going. Okay. I don't care what your goal is. I know that sounds kind of backwards, but I don't care what it is. If your goal is to earn your shopping spree, I want to get behind it. If your goal is to quit your full-time job and stay home, I want to get behind it. If your goal is to be able to not work so you can take care of your grandparents, I want to get behind it. Whatever your goal is, I want to rally behind you. But I also have my own business that I have to run. So the way I run my business is I get all my ducks in a row first. I make sure that I am doing what I need to do. I pour into me. I self-develop for me. I journal for me. I affirm what I want to see happening in my business for me. Okay. Because I cannot pour into you guys from an empty cup. It just doesn't work. Have you ever tried that? Have you ever tried pouring from an empty cup? Not a whole lot comes out of it, right? So it's so important for you to pour into yourselves, do what is necessary for you so that you can pour into your team. I run my business like end of month is the 25th, so that when all of the auto shipments run, I don't have to worry about my stuff. I get to pour into all of you. Okay. That's what this month looked like. My goal this month was to help Rochelle go Ruby. We got that done. So then I was able to look at my chart and say, all right, who sent me numbers this month? Who do I know has a goal? Who can I get behind? Who can I rally? Who can I encourage? Can you guess who it was? Who else promoted this month? Larissa, Taylor, right? And it's because I took care of my business so that I can pour into them too. And there's going to be a point in time where you guys are going to be in the same position that I'm in, and you're going to want to rally and get behind your team and help them out. But if you wait until the end of the month to show up for your own business, you're not going to be able to help your team. So get your stuff done. Be consistent. Like Rochelle said, showing up and being consistent. Do like Tamara said, get your host to post up, because in doing so, you are going to help your team thrive and succeed. Okay. So I hope that made sense about charting. I can send this in there for you. I'll send it in the chat, but also leaders are anybody in this business. Okay. Your leadership skills are going to get developed through time and experience. But if you don't have people in your downline, you are your own leader. Okay. You are showing up as the leader that you would be as if you had a team. Okay. That's how that looks. So my leaders, you need to be setting the example. You need to be sending your charts to your uplines, and then you need to make sure that you are holding your downlines accountable of them sending you their charts. Did that make sense? Nod your heads. Sorry if it's confusing, but if I am expecting charts from you and you're not sending them to me, then you can't be mad at your downline if they're not sending their charts to you. Okay. You got to hold your people accountable too. So on the 25th, what else happens? We know auto shipments run. What is the other report that comes up that we should be checking or that we will know? Do you guys know? Credit card declines. Thank you. Yes, credit card declines. This is important, okay, for a couple of reasons. Number one, if credit cards are declining, that means that people aren't going to get their products. And if people aren't getting their products, they're not going to get the results that they want. And if they're not getting the results that they want, do you think they're going to write you a good review? Probably not, right? They're going to be frustrated. And so it's so important on the 25th that you are running your report that lets you know if a credit card declined, and it's your responsibility to reach out. A credit card decline can be the difference between you promoting and you not promoting. It's the difference between you earning a bonus and you not earning a bonus. So make sure that you're being very diligent about running those reports. That way, you know exactly where you're sitting and exactly who needs extra help that month. Okay. Now that we know what is expected of us on the 25th, we have the rest of the month. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what the expectations are from the 25th until the end of the month. Okay. Obviously, we know we need to know our goals for the next month. We need to know what our charts look like, but we also need to have honest evaluations of our charts so that we know exactly where new loyal customers and new distributors should go. Okay. So honest evaluations look like who on your chart is actually working, who's actually showing up, who is actually putting in the time, putting up the posts, sending out the messages, plugging in. Okay. I did not say who is enrolling. I want to work with people who are excited. Okay. You will be rewarded for your efforts in time. Okay. You can get in this business and you can sprint to the top really fast, but you can sprint to the top and fall apart. And that's not what I want you guys to do. My responsibility is to help you build a concrete business that is going to continue paying you out over a lifetime. So you have to honestly evaluate. It's super fantastic that you promote, and I applaud that. But if you are promoting with a non-working team, you are building a business on a foundation that's going to crumble. And I'm not speaking that into existence. It's just the reality of the situation. So you want to reevaluate your chart, look at it. And before you pull out not before you pull out, but before you go headstrong into the next promotion, you should be solidifying the one that you're currently at. Okay. That does not mean every single box has to have a worker. That's not what it means. What it does mean is that every single leg needs one. Okay. So if you are, for example, if you are going for, if you're an emerald going for diamond, okay, and you have, you only have one working distributor on your chart, okay, you can go diamond, you can make it happen, but it's going to be really stinking hard to maintain it. And I speak from experience. I went emerald with no working distributors, not one working distributor. I did it all on my own. You want to know what happened in the next couple of months? My whole business fell apart. I went from emerald down to executive. My pay was executive pay, and I worked really freaking hard to go emerald, and it hurt. It really sucked. Okay. So I want you to understand the importance of building a business with people who you want to work with. And it's so much more fun, you guys. It's so much more fun working with people who want to work. Okay. I had to build myself back from the ground up, and that's not something I wish for any of you. I want you to get emerald. I want you to stay there, and I want you to go on. I want you to get to ruby, and I want you to stay there until you build a firm foundation. And then I want you to move on, because you're going to have seasons in this business where you are building, and you finally promote. And then you're going to have seasons in this business where you're building, and you promote and you promote and you promote, because you're going to build a firm foundation. And you have to ask yourself, what's worth it? Hanging out at a particular rank for a while to build that firm foundation, or do you want to rise up and let it crumble? That choice is yours. You honestly can work your business however you want, but I'm going to tell you from experience, it's a lot more fun working with a team of people who actually want to work. Okay. So next thing, I really want to talk to you guys about speaking life over your businesses. I already mentioned to you guys about like shoot for the moon when it comes to your goals. Okay. Have big goals, have God-sized goals, have goals that make you want to throw up, and then rally and go do it. Okay. Your paycheck is not in relation to how much time and effort you're putting into your business when you first get started. Okay. You're actually going to work really, really hard, and you're going to get your first paycheck and you're going to be like, that was pitiful. I cannot believe I worked that hard to get the paycheck that I just got. Trust me, I've been there. And if you have ever been in this business for longer than a couple of months, you understand. Am I right? Like, drop some zeros in the chat. You know what it's like to work really hard and open up a pitiful paycheck. Okay. The pay increase comes through being patient with the process. It comes through continually showing up and putting in the work and then duplicating it. When you learn to duplicate your business, that is when your paycheck is going to explode. Okay. Duplication is simply teaching other people how to enroll distributors and how to enroll loyal customers. And you guys already know how to do that. So make sure you're being patient with the process. And you have to understand, and I know I already mentioned this before, but there's certain guidelines that we have to follow in order for us to unlock things as we grow higher and higher and higher into the company. But there are significant benefits of doing so. And so I am telling you guys, put in the blood, sweat, and tears now so that in the long run, you have everything that you could ever want or need, and then more. Okay. A lot of people in this business, they get weeded out. And I firmly believe that it's because they can't handle the pressure of sucking long enough to get good. Okay. This is a learn and earn industry. So you're going to learn and you're going to apply what you learn, and you're going to grow your paycheck as you do it. So stop putting expectations out into the universe that say things like, well, if I just work and if I just show up, then I'm going to get this really massive paycheck at the end of the week. No, that's not how it is. It's BS. The reality is that you're going to have to work really hard. You're going to have to work really smart. And then you're going to have to show other people how to do it too. And then you're going to maximize the compensation plan. And I'm not saying that to scare you guys. I'm saying it because I want you to be fully prepared. And I want you to reap all of the rewards. All of them. There's huge benefits for going diamond. There's even more benefits for going double. And it only gets better as you go higher up in the company, but you have to be willing to stay small long enough for you to grow. Okay. So that is all I have for tonight. I love you guys. I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to pray over us. And then if you guys have any questions, we can open up the floor to that. Okay.